ISUPK. This is the ISUPK, started on 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We're here to teach you that the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites that get all the blessings and the promises that are contained within the Bible. So with that, we're going to go into John 3:16, and the topic is, did Christ die for the whole world? Let's just think about this. This is something that needs to be pondered on. Because for me, I think that's silly. When you think about the way that Christ died, what they did to him, beat him with them, what they had the cords with the hooks on it, they whipping them and they just beating them, and every time they rip it, they're just ripping out chunks of flesh. So, it doesn't make much sense that he would want to die for them. Not to mention, he was a Jew. He was from the tribe of Judah. And, at that time, we had our own kingdom. We were occupied. We were under siege. So his message would not have been too receptible to the brethren, because they're under siege. And the Romans were committing all kind of atrocities against our peoples. So they, it's just thinking about it it doesn't make any sense. It's really, really silly. But this is what the Christian churches want you to believe. Well, they want the other nations to believe. They want you to believe it too, just so that they can get your money, so that they could brainwash you and pacify you, tell you a lullaby story, make you feel good, sing you some good music. You see them brothers running around, jumping up and down with the tambourine, looking like homosexuals. It's just what it is. So let's actually read this John 3:16 and see what it says. John chapter 3, verse 16. For Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believed in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. That sounds good, don't it? Just call on his name. You'll have everlasting life. Doesn't matter what you did in the past. It don't matter if you killed that man, raped his wife. It don't matter if you went in there and, shot up a church. you in there and just shot up a bunch of little kids in the school. None of that matters. All you got to do, so whoever, now that's just silliness, you know. And what it is that this is Christ talking, you know. So if you had your Bible out, you'll see that the words is marked in red because this is our King himself speaking. So who was he talking to? He was talking to Nicodemus. He was having a private conversation with somebody. But now, the Christian church has taken this way out of context. Way out of context. We already know that Christ was a Jew. He was an Israelite. The Romans had sacked their kingdom. You know, so it makes no sense to me. Even when I was a little kid, I think I was probably 8, maybe 9. Somebody told me that. I said, that's crazy. Why would he want to say them people, they did all that to him? Oh, no, that don't make no sense. At 8 years old, that didn't make no sense to me. So with that, let's just go in here and really see what's going on, and did he in fact die for everybody, the whole world? So we're going to go to Psalms chapter 90, verse 2. And this is the Old Testament for those Old Testament brothers. Because we're going to go here a little, there a little. Old Testament, New Testament, they back each other up. Psalms chapter 90, verse 2. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hast formed the earth and the world. Wait a minute. Let's start again. You know, so that you could not get slickered by that sleight of hand, by people reading over this. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hast formed the earth and the world. Oh, so there's a difference between the earth and the world, huh? Pastor ain't telling you that. He got you believing that the earth and the world is the same thing. Even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art Yahweh. So right there is just telling you, there's the earth, which is the planet that we live on, and the world. Now, this is an Israelite book. This is only for the nation of Israel's, the blacks, the Hispanics, and the Native Americans. So when it says form the earth and the world, they're talking about the Israelite world, the black man's world, the Hispanic man's world, the Native American man's world. They're not talking about the Roman world, the African world, the Japanese world. What's a common saying we say? Oh man, it's your world. I'm just living in it. Man, this them white people world, man. They created this. Look at the world they created. This is their world. This is the world they created. You know, there's no doubt who runs this world. Just look over in Ukraine right now. The U.S. went over there and, man, they came in there with them drones, sent Ukraine all that money, and they just killing, just blowing stuff up left and right. You know, they using drones to blow up tanks. You know, and the funny part is that Ukraine used to be a part of Russia. So they're actually brothers. But they like to talk about when we have disputes between blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's highlighted. Oh. But we have nothing on them. We have nothing on them. They're shooting missiles into residential apartment buildings. You know, they had mass graves. This is their own people. Just because they separated, you know, it doesn't mean you're not the same. You're brothers and sisters. So these are the people dropping bombs, nuclear bombs. Nah, man. No, I don't know. You know, Yahweh wouldn't be a just God if he didn't come out and issue out justice. Somebody has to pay, you know, for all that evil that they done. What they say, it was divine destiny. But yeah, with that divine destiny brings divine justice. So, with that, let's go to Hebrews chapter 11, verse 3. Now, I'm leaving the Old Testament and I'm jumping into the New Testament. For my brothers who don't want to deal with the Old Testament. So let's go into the New Testament, see if we get some sort of understanding and get this all in context right here. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 3. Through faith we understand that the worlds, plural, with an S on the end of it, meaning more than one, were framed by the word of Yahweh, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Through faith we understand. We know they're talking about more than one. We know that Christ is only talking about the Israelite world. We know that there's more than one world because it's written for us. So we could go in here and read this. That's how we know. It says it right here. And then we could, if we want to, we could pull out the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. And this book right here breaks down the words, and because they changed some of the words that they could be deceptive and you wouldn't know what the meaning, you know, what it is, you know, like holy means separate. Virgin doesn't mean a woman that doesn't have sex. It means an unlearned woman. That means she's just getting out learning life. But let's go in here and find what world means. And okay, well, I'm going to go in here and find the definition for the word. Word is actually on page 609, and one of the definitions is Roman Empire. Oh, now, this book talks highly against what the Romans were doing. You know, the Romans knew that Yahweh wouldn't deal with them and would only deal with us. So They were God. You could go in there and look it up. There's plenty of those Romans, emperors that declared themselves God, and the people worshiped them. So they were their own God. The homosexuality was running rampant. The Romans would put their lovers just like America today. Homosexuality, they believed that they would fight harder if their lover was with them, and they were all men. And this book teaches against that. Bestiality. They were into that, Pan, and the Romans was doing the most. They had all these different gods, Janus, and having orgies and all kind of stuff. And then they didn't cover up his face. They got a picture of Caesar Borgia. So you want me to tell me, they want you to believe that Christ is coming back to save them. No, he's coming back to punish them people. Punishment is going to be issued out. Believe that without no doubt. So with that, let's go to 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. And this is some more of the New Testament. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world. We just read in the dictionary that the world is the Roman Empire world that they're referring to. And right here's the context for it. Here it is right here in 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. I'm going to read that one more time. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Why would you love this world? Black men, Hispanic men, Native American men, you're oppressed. They say that the average household income is $100,000. We're not seeing money like that. They're going to pick and choose a few so that the rest of us will be breaking our fingernails to try and get what the few has. See what Kanye said? He's a billionaire. They still treat him like a nigga. He finally got his nigga wake up call. You a nigga. Now he mad. We knew you was a nigga the whole time. Sooner or later, they was going to start treating you bad. Since he told the truth, they taking their mark off of him so he can't buy and sell. Ain't that something? Love not the world, neither the things that's in it. You love this world, the love of the Father is not in you. There's just no way you could love this world where they're teaching kids that they can choose their own gender in the 6th grade. What does a child in the 6th grade know about sex? What does he know? He doesn't know nothing. So now you ruin this young man. He got a sack full of seeds he's supposed to plant to repopulate this planet. But you want him to believe that he could be a little girl. So now he ain't even procreating. That's madness. That means the planet go extinct. That's just complete chaos. Look at Bruce Jenner. The operation he had. Do you really think that Yahweh is in Yahweh Shai is happy with that? I mean, well, the Edomites, they don't care. Do what y'all want to. But he cares when you do it like that. It matters to him. Because he's coming back to save you, and you're too busy trying to join the Roman world. Celebrating their culture versus your culture. You go to celebrate your culture and your heritage. Once you find out what it is, which we are teaching our people, they want to tell you that you're in a cult. But what does culture start with? Culture starts with cult. At least our culture is the truth. Their culture is filled with lies. They lie about everything. They're the most half-truth people on this planet. They will never tell you the truth. They're going to give you just a little bit. So you say, oh yeah, that's right. Then they're going to deceive you. It's going to be some deception. Believe that. That's just who they are. It's definitely going to be some deception. So there's different worlds. There's not just one world. There's one earth, but there's different worlds. So with that, we're going to go to Isaiah, which is back in the Old Testament, chapter 45, verse 17. Isaiah, chapter 45. Salakia, I said 17? Yeah. Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Salakia. I'm going to read that again. So if you going to church on Sundays, just say, fuck it. Throw your hand up. Throw your hand up there. Put yourself on blast. Everybody going to look at you crazy. We don't do that in the ISUPK. We're going to finish what they say. We're going to get your question. We're going to answer it for you. And we're going to make sure that you have clarity. But just try doing it. Try getting some clarity from your pastor and tell him, he says, well, I was sitting here reading the book. And right there in Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17, it says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed or confounded, world without end. World without end. So you should embrace this book, because this book is telling you that once you come back to your culture, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, Yahweh Shai and Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is going to put you on top. Our king's going to come back. He's going to get justice for us. Nobody's never paid for skinning our people alive and making coats, shoes, lamps. raping our women in front of us, tying young men down and bull breaking them, feeding our babies to the alligators. And you want me to believe those people don't need no saving. We need saving. The children of Israel need saving. The people over there dwell in our tents, they got a whole military. They got that elite system, so when even the drones come in, they system automatically come on and start shooting missiles, and they shooting down everything. They got weapons. They can buy and sell because they got the mark. You can't buy and sell nothing on the global market. You can't do nothing. You know, you just got to sit here and wait on the man to do everything for you. You got to go get your clothes from them. You got to go get your food from them. You got to put your money in the bank with them. Even if you're self-employed, you got to go deal with him to get your contracts. So yeah, love not this world. This world ain't for you. Black men, Hispanic men, Native American men. You know, it's not. You know, that's why embrace this book, because you have a real bright future. You are going to rule all the worlds. You're going to rule this entire earth. So with that, let's go to Acts chapter 2, verse 21. We're going to go back to the New Testament. For the people that don't like to, think that the Old Testament is done away with, which is not. Law, statutes, and commandments is in full effect. Acts chapter 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. What? Let me read that one more time. Acts chapter 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. That's the pastor's comeback for me. That's what he's going to tell me. He's going to pull that. Well, in Acts chapter 2, verse 21. So at the last minute, So you mean to tell me at the last minute, say this man go in and he breaks into this house and he kills the dad, ties up the kids, rape the woman, slit her throat. Then he goes start raping one of the little kids. Police come in and shoot him. On his last breath, he could just call on our King's name and be saved. That's chaos. That ain't, this Edomite monster ain't gonna be saved, The Edomites ain't gonna be saved. I'm gonna prove it to you. Let's go into Acts chapter 2, verse 22. This the part that the pastor ain't reading. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. So at the time, when they were talking about this and having this discussion, they were only talking to Israelites. Romans wasn't trying to hear this. They care less. They just beat Christ with cords with hooks on it and hung him on a tree. I'll read that again. Acts chapter 2, verse 22. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of Yahweh among you by miracles and wonders and signs which Yahweh did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. That right there is telling you he's only coming back for us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So don't be deceived. This is a powerful book. This is your history books. You're in this book. Yes, you are. Don't let them tell you that you're not. They're in this book. Everybody is in this book. So with that, I'm going to end this class. Shalom, Israel.
Better think twice about taking mine. Look him in his eyes. Ask this nigga if he fear God. I ain't gotta do much. I just give a head nod. Looking at the fear of God. You looking at the fear of God. I want everybody that I'm with to shine with me. I put the fear of God in you niggas cause God with me. Worst thing anybody can do, not ride with me. I just let them know if you ain't with me, then you against me. I'm one of God's angels, but I'm hopping out a demon. Open handing for that lip. Yeah,